Hey you guys, it's Bert. Tonight we're here to talk about a story that is going viral coming out of Texas. A man named Emory Garner walked into a furniture store with a very specific and creepy request, and the events that followed it are literally nightmare fuel. So I'm gonna fill y'all in and we can have a conversation. If you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so let's start at the top. Basically, this all started when Emory, here's his picture, walked into a furniture store in Fort Worth asking for bunk beds, triple bunk beds, and not just normal triple bunk beds that fit like one child. He wanted all of them to have full size mattresses. He was looking for 3 sets of those. He wanted to be able to fit 36 children in these bunk beds. And when the store employee told him, well, that's not something that's, very typical, it would be something that would have to be special ordered, it started to set off obvious red flags. Thank goodness for this store employee who quickly figured out that this guy was trying to buy furniture for 36 children to be able to fit onto or into these beds, and he wanted them delivered to his home address. Now, when the individual ended up leaving the store, because it was not something that could be delivered same day or fulfilled immediately, the store employees decided to do what I'm sure a lot of us would do and take a look at who is this guy and what a weird request, especially anything having to do with children. Your red flag should be going off. You should be looking into people. If you have any sort of engagement like this where you think somebody might be behaving inappropriately with children, you should take a look. Let's see, what is this guy all about? So they basically took his name and plugged it into the state database and figured out that he was a registered SO. I'm going to refer to my notes here, but he had been previously charged with indecency with a child by exposure.
Furniture store just got the weirdest, if not scariest, request any of them have ever heard. So a salesman was working when this guy came in and asked for a triple bunk bed, where instead of 2, it's 3 beds all together. Talking to the guy, and he's like, I don't want twin size mattresses. I need like full size mattresses because I need to have like at least 3 kids fit on per mattress. And he was like, okay, that's something we would have to like order. For something like this, instead of twin size mattresses, he needed full mattresses. So enough to where 3 kids in each level. So 9 kids could sleep in this bed setup. Thinking, okay, this is a lot of kids. All right, and this is like a man old enough to be like a grandfather. He's like, okay, we can ship it if you need it. He's like, okay, good, because I need to order 4 of those beds and 12 mattresses. He was already getting a weird feeling from this guy. This made it even creepier, and he was like, okay, he got this man's information and took the order down. So they got his name and address. So then these people at this furniture store become top tier detectives, and they start researching this guy because they're like, that is the weirdest request to order that many. And it's not for like an Airbnb or like a camp. It's for this man's personal address. Lo and behold, he is an offender. He is a registered level 2, which I think is moderate risk offender. His victims that he's been caught with previously were teenagers. So then they look up his address, and it gets even weirder. There are bars against the windows, literally bars stopping you from being able to get to the front door. So if you get out of the front door, you're still stuck because there's bars stopping you from leaving out of the front door. The back of the house is honestly the creepiest. Back of the residence is not only fenced in, but has an extra several feet of covering so that you cannot peek over and like easily look into the backyard. And then whenever you zoom in, I don't know if this is super clear, but you can literally see the back of the house has the same bars completely blocking you from the back door. So like people can't get in, but people trying to get out are also locked in with another layer of bars straight across, just like the front of the house. Everyone at this furniture store is now terrified, so one of the salesmen drives to the house and sees not only are there bars everywhere, the back of the yard does in fact have that extra protection of like, so you can't see into the backyard. It is fenced, and there's surveillance cameras everywhere that wasn't present in the Google image of the residence. This man is ordering 4 of the triple-decker beds, 12 mattresses that can fit up to 36 children. So the employees at this furniture store are basically doing God's work at this point, because they have now contacted the police about this man, all of the beds, his specific questions of asking how many kids could fit on each mattress, and ordering multiples of these while wanting it all delivered to a house that looks like it's a prison. So the question is, what does he need this for? Furniture store employee who is giving us like all of these horrific details and updating us is on TikTok, so I will tag his handle below. If you know anyone in or around this area in Texas, please send this to them.
Once the store employees figured out that this guy was charged with such an egregious crime and was a registered offender, they decided to take a look at his address. They decided to look it up, and upon reaching the man's house, the employees found it to be enclosed with metal grills. The home's second floor balcony also had the same floor-to-ceiling metal grills. The second floor balcony was also shielded with panels that would block basically any people driving by or walking by to be able to see what was going on behind said shields.
If you're not following the furniture store dude, you need to, because things are about to get really insane. I'm talking about the same furniture store guy who just got a predator taken off the streets. If you don't know who I'm talking about the furniture store hero in Fort Worth, Texas, who is possibly a hero for people across the United States. Because in Fort Worth, Texas, he works at a furniture store. Guy comes in, starts talking to a saleswoman. She gets very creeped out by him and hands him over to a salesman, who then proceeds to find out he not only wants a triple bunk bed, he doesn't want twin mattresses, he needs at least 3 kids to fit on each mattress. So he needs full-size triple bunk beds, then proceeds to tell him he needs 4 of those and 12 mattresses. They get the creeps from this guy so much so that they then look him up and find out he's on the offenders list. He is a level 2 offender. Not only should he not be allowed around kids, they also have his address. This man, being a hero without a cape, goes to this guy's house. The guy wanting 12 mattresses to fit 36 children, his house is completely barred off, or even if you're able to make it out of the house, you have these bars that are literally from the cement all the way up to the roof of the house. The backyard is the exact same. Not only is it completely fenced around, he even has this added layer of privacy like a few feet above that. The back you cannot get into. All windows are barred, and the doors front and back are completely barred. So you can't even get to the doors. There's bars in the way. And if you're in the house trying to get out, you can't unless you can get past these bars. What he has even found since then is that this man on the offenders list is living with someone else in the house who is on the same list. You need to follow him. He is about to give us the most crazy story about what he uncovered simply seeing that something wasn't right with this person and then doing the bare minimum of checking into this person. Called the authorities have arrested him, and the stuff that is coming out now is absolutely insane. Mark my words, this is going to make headlines. This furniture store employee should be getting an award.
Now, upon discovering all of this information and being very concerned, the furniture store owner did notify local law enforcement, and he actually ended up figuring out that Mr. Garner was residing with another registered SO. Now, since then, it has been reported that Mr. Garner was arrested by local law enforcement. I'm going to insert some other videos for a little bit more context.
This update just became a lot scarier than I thought I would be giving you guys today. I posted this video yesterday warning basically all of Texas, but specifically Fort Worth, Texas, about this man, Emory Garner, who walked into a furniture store in Fort Worth and asked to get prices for triple bunk beds. He wanted big enough mattresses, so bigger than twin mattresses, because he needed 3 kids to fit on each mattress. So triple bunk beds with full mattresses, and he wanted 4 of those beds to fit 36 children. The people at this furniture store have gotten his name, like his driver's license with his location, his full name. They look him up to come to find out he's an offender. He is not allowed to be by children. So why is he wanting to have these beds sent to his house that would have the capacity to hold 36 children? Where are these children coming from? Who are bringing these children? So many questions arose. The man who posted this, I was telling everyone to follow because he was giving updates. People don't realize I was also talking to this person one-on-one, hearing the crazy stuff he's found out about this man. And maybe my mistake was being naive. This man has bars all the way around the back of his house and around the front. So I watched this and I'm legitimately in fear for children's lives. Come to find out, it's not just Emory, the one offender. There's also a second offender who lives there. Has a criminal record with over 30 charges on it. That video blows up, and rightfully so, because what I was picturing could be like worst case scenario everyone else is picturing too, because there's nothing about this that doesn't seem completely creepy. What started happening last night is even creepier. First, good news. The man, Emory, wanting beds to house over 30 kids, has been arrested, is what we've been told by authorities. Not me. The man who is sharing all of this, the man who investigated this man, the man who called police, the man who went to the house to see if things looked off. We found out that 2 offenders are at this house. One is arrested. We don't know on what the charges are. More stuff starts to come out about both of these men. And last night, within a 30-minute window, I am inundated with all kinds of messages about people trying to get me to take this video down. Starting with this one, I'm only going to show this guy's because I really feel like this guy just might be an idiot. But again, I could be naive, but he's telling me that the bunk bed video is fake, and since you just want to get famous, I bet you're not going to remove the video. To which I'm like, wait, really? Because videos from the neighbors who have been complaining about this man and this house, seeing children coming in and out, knowing that at least one person living there is an offender, they have called the authorities, but no one has ever been arrested over it. I'm like, wait, am I making up that video? No, this is the video from the neighbor in the neighborhood with the house that has like all the bars on the front and the back, and if you are able to get out the doors, you then are still completely trapped because there's bars all the way up to the top of the house. This is the man. This is Emory. He shows up to his neighbor's house, middle of the night. His pants are undone. He is holding them, and then is like having like the weirdest conversation with this person, wanting them to come to the door. And she's like, no, we've ran this man off. We've told him we know what he's been found guilty of. We want him nowhere near our property. But then more people start messaging me. Once I start like asking this guy questions to see if he can back up the fact that he's saying the entire thing is fake and that I'm a terrible person if I don't take the video down, he just stops responding. I'm hit with things like I'm ruining Emory's life. Pretty sure Emory ruined his own life and whatever children he's come in contact with. Then I get hit with this message, which really almost worked because I was very confused at first. All 3 of the girls in your video are my nieces. Their innocent faces don't need to be associated with this man. Oh crap, did I mess up? Because I realized that this person is talking about the triple bunk bed image I just used as a reference because I had never heard of a triple bunk bed before, so I figured other people hadn't either. The faces though, you can't see them clearly. I even zoomed in as far as I could. The only people who are gonna know who these children are the people who not only know these children, but know these children modeled for this triple bunk bed photo shoot. On the bottom probably has the most visible face, but my body is completely blocking it. You guys tell me, did I completely mess up? But then I got another message basically saying, I have the wrong person. Again, I think it had something to do with like ruining a life, but that I better take the video down now. So from now on, this is what I'm going to show what the triple bunk bed looks like. He didn't want twin, he wanted full-size mattresses so 3 kids could lay on each one. And we know this story is real because David, the furniture store hero who literally got an offender off the streets who was trying to find beds to house children in his home, shared the footage from the furniture store, including detectives coming in after he contacted them with what he had found out. The harassment to me is just confirmation that everything we are worried about, especially with news that the neighbors have seen kids being brought into this house. So there's definitely other adults who are complicit in what is happening here, which is even more terrifying. The deeper people dig into this, the more they find that it sounds like these men are connected. One for sure has a trust fund. There's a video of him talking to his neighbor. He's referencing his trust fund. So there's money, personal money, and we think maybe they're getting money elsewhere. It's a complete nightmare. Now getting threats, I'm like, yeah, there's definitely people supporting this man or probably hoping he won't get in trouble so that they won't get in trouble for what he knows about them. At this point, we just need help. If anyone knows creators like Tizzy ENT, please reach out to him about this story. He is someone who has a huge platform and literally hunts down criminals to help them face the justice they deserve. Because the people living in this neighborhood have been calling the cops on this house for years. They have been turning a blind eye, like, where is the fire marshal? David is only one man. I'm not even in Texas, so all I can do is share this story with you guys and hope this gets in the right hands. Please, everyone, tag Tizzy. I feel like we've probably stumbled upon potentially a ring involving children as victims in the state of Texas, at the very least, stopping future children from being victimized.
I want to use this as an opportunity to say, always trust your gut. Always trust your instinct. If you are in a position where you feel like you are engaging with somebody that is behaving in a manner that is causing you to feel really uneasy, especially if and when it involves children, always trust your gut. Imagine if this owner and employee just kind of said, oh, that's weird, and didn't take any kind of second look at this. I'm so glad that they reported it. There have been detectives at this furniture store, and it obviously led to this insane guy being arrested. And lastly, of course, anytime I talk about people like this being exposed, arrested, whatever, I have to circle it back to one of the cornerstones of my channel, and that is posting your children online. Think about somebody like this consuming videos of your child or your children. These are the people you know good and well you would not want them at your front door, at your dinner table, even probably walking by your child or your children. When I talk about bad people existing online and consuming content that family vloggers and mommy influencers post of their children, I'm thinking about people in real life that are doing stuff like this. And y'all want to say, well, I'm posting it to share mom life. I'm posting it to spread awareness. I'm just sharing my life. Like, there are really, really evil people in this world. And whether it's one picture, one video, whatever, you're opening your children up to these people that unfortunately exist in society. And some of them are not in prison, not in jail, and they're sitting on their devices consuming your children. Please, for the love of God, let's get rid of family vlogging. I know that's a really big reach and it will not happen, and people will just say, you know, oh, you're crazy, oh, you're being a hater. I'm used to that, but when I saw this story, I automatically thought of, my God, what is on his computer? What is on his, whoever the other person living with him, what's on their computer? What are on their phones? Protect your children, for the love of God. But either way, I couldn't believe this. It was crazy. But tell me how you feel down below. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.